Meta cracks down on cyber espionage operations in South Asia abusing Facebook. Facebook holding company, Meta disclosed that it took action to counter two espionage operations in South Asia that leveraged its social media structures to distribute malware to practicable targets. The first set of activities is what the organization described as persistent and well-resourced and undertaken by using a hacking group tracked under the moniker Bitter APT aka APT08 or TAPT17 targeting individuals in New Zealand, India, Pakistan, and the UK. Bitter used quite a number of malicious techniques to target people online with social engineering and infect their devices with malware, Meta said in its quarterly adversarial threat report. They used a mix of link shortening services, malicious domains, compromised websites, and third-party hosting carriers to distribute their malware. The attacks worried the risk actor creating fictitious personas on the platform, masquerading as fascinating young girls in a bid to construct a faith with targets and lure them into clicking on bogus links that deployed malware. But in a fascinating twist, the attackers convinced victims to download an iOS chat application by way of Apple TestFlight, a reputable online carrier that can be used for beta testing apps and imparting comments to app developers. This intended that hackers did not want to be counted on exploits to supply custom malware to pursuits and could utilize authentic Apple services to distribute the app in an effort to make it show up greater legitimate. As lengthy as they convinced human beings to download Apple TestFlight and tricked them into installing their chat application, the researchers said. While the genuine functionality of the app is unknown, it's suspected to have been employed as a social engineering ploy to have oversight over the campaign's victims via a chat medium orchestrated particularly for this purpose. Additionally, the Bitter APT operators used a before undocumented Android malware dubbed Dracaris, which abuses the working system's accessibility permissions to set up arbitrary apps, document audio, seize photos, and harvest sensitive data from the infected phone such as call logs, contacts, files, textual content messages, geolocation, and device information. Dracaris was once delivered through Trojanized dropper apps posing as YouTube, Signal, Telegram, and WhatsApp, continuing the vogue of attackers increasingly deploying malware disguised as a legitimate software program to destroy intracellular devices. Furthermore, in a signal of adversarial adaptation, Meta mentioned the crew countered its detection and blocking off efforts by posting damaged links or snapshots of malicious hyperlinks on the chat threads, requiring the recipients to kind the link into their browsers. Bitter's origins are something of a puzzle, with not many warning signs accessible to conclusively tie it to a precise country. It's believed to operate out of South Asia and currently increased focal point to strike Navy entities in Bangladesh. Transparent Tribe aims governments with laws be malware. The second collective to be disrupted with the aid of Meta is Transparent Tribe aka APT36, and Superior Power Hazard alleged to be based totally out of Pakistan and which has a song report focused on authorities corporations in India and Afghanistan with bespoke malicious tools. Last month, Cisco Talos attributed the actor to an ongoing phishing marketing campaign concentrated on students at more than a few instructional institutions in India, marking a departure from its normal victimology pattern to consist of civilian users. The latest set of intrusions advise an amalgamation, having singled out military personnel, authorities officials, personnel of human rights and different non-profit organizations, and students placed in Afghanistan, India, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. The objectives had been social engineer the use of pretend personas by posing as recruiters for both official and pretend companies, Navy personnel, or eye-catching young women looking to make a romantic connection, finally engaging them into opening links internet hosting malware. The downloaded files contained LawSP, a modified version of an open-supply Android monitoring software program called XPLOITSPY, while additionally making use of unofficial WhatsApp, Weket and YouTube clone apps to supply any other commodity malware recognized as Mobster aka Kaspersky. Both pieces of malware come with points to gather name logs, contacts, files, text messages, geolocation, system information, and photos, as well as allow the device's microphone, making them positive surveillance tools. This hazard actor is an appropriate instance of the world style to place low sophistication companies select to depend on brazenly on-hand malicious tools, instead than make investments in growing or buying state-of-the-art offensive capabilities, the researchers said. These basic less costly tools require much less technical expertise to deploy, but yield effects for the attackers nonetheless, the company said, adding it democratizes get entry to hacking and surveillance skills as the barrier to entry becomes lower. Found this video interesting? Please subscribe to Scander channel on YouTube for more exclusive video contents.